Yo, it's your boy Lord Owen. Follow me on all platforms at iLordOwen, and also subscribe to the Sorry Not Sorry show and check out yours truly as well as the legendary Sorry the Kid on our new podcast. And make sure y'all tap in with Michelle C and Candy Kisses TV. Let's get it.
It's the Jill of all trades, Michelle C, aka DJ Make a Move. She cute. Your host of Candy Kisses TV, everywhere you need to be. And if you don't know by now, it's not your typical interview, y'all.
Candy kisses blown away. Candy kisses, TV for tomorrow today. Man, throw that auto-tune on that bitch. Have me sound like Teddy Payne.
Hi, this is Kim Cole, and you are rocking with Candy Kisses TV.
It's your boy Talent, baby. Michelle and Candy Kisses TV with my girl Michelle C. Don't take it personal.
What up, Kiss fam? It is your girl, Michelle C, the only Michelle C, back with another banger. But you know what I got to do each and every time about the same time? I got to threaten you a little bit. Subscribe now. I'm going to tell you, mama, act like she done raised you right. And I am so serious about my subscriptions. I got to let my Aquarius sisters let you know how I really feel about it.
I don't wanna fuck nobody up.
No, 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 no.
I don't wanna fuck nobody up.
I don't wanna fuck nobody else, but I will.
If I have to.
On God. And that's just that on that. But speaking of God, listen, I am bringing you another dope talent. Now, you may have seen this brother all over the internet streets, hitting him with the lyrical bars. You may have seen him on a podcast with another boy that be doing the lyrical bars as well. And like I said, speaking of God, give it up for Lord Owen. Pew, 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 pew.
Hey, salute, salute, salute. Appreciate you, Michelle.
What's going on?
What's up, love? Nothing much. Chilling. I'm actually at the podcast studio right now doing some work, some little bit of editing.
Okay, well, we're finna get in your business a little bit.
All right, let's do it.
So, first of all, I had the privilege to be on your podcast with my boy Jack Thriller, so I appreciate you all for that. So I got to hit you with a little twist, just like, y'all hit me. So when you peeing on girls, in the shower, no, I'm just playing.
Peeing on girls in the shower is crazy.
Listen, y'all audience took me up through there just because I don't piss in the shower, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I think they thought you was capping. They thought you was capping. They're like, there's no way this girl is getting out of the shower every time she has to pee.
Well, I just don't have to pee when I get in the shower. So problem
That's
solved.
amazing. You got the greatest bladder I've ever. When that warm water hits, I gotta piss.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. That warm water. But if you're smart enough to where you're like, you know what, let me go pee before I get in, or you don't even. Then hats off to you, because I'm not smart enough.
Well, beyond the piss games, we gonna get into your real business for real. So, when did you know that you wanted to be in the entertainment industry?
I knew I wanted to be in the entertainment industry since a kid, really. I grew up in a household that, like, in the 90s, and we was into pop culture and stuff, so we would sit down as a family and watch the award shows, watch the VMAs and the Grammys and whatever award show was on. And I just right away, I didn't know what I was going to do necessarily, but when I would see just people performing, whether it was music, whether it was me quoting Jim Carrey lines in movies, whatever it was, the kind of regular route, from as long as I can remember, when I thought about, man, what am I going to do when I grow up? It was always, when I was into sports, it was like football, or it was rap, or it was act, or it was, you know what I'm saying? So since I was a kid, I just always looked at myself in the future down the road of, like, I'm going to make something shake, whether it's with sports or it's in the entertainment industry. But I always felt more aligned with entertainment. It was more natural for me, you know what I'm saying, than the whole sports thing. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, you said football. So what position did you play?
I played wide receiver and tight end.
Okay.
Now, I was good. I was obsessed with it, but I was a little slow. You know what I'm saying? So I had good hands. I could catch. But once I started getting to the higher levels, like I went to college and play, and I just did it for a semester because I was like, fuck this. This is too much. Waking up at 5 a.m. to work out every day, and
Yeah.
and I was going out and partying, and I started seeing the reaction I would get in the clubs, like rapping and freestyling and battling and stuff. And I was like, damn, it's not just me thinking I'm dope. Like everyone who sees me is starting to think I'm dope. So maybe I should kind of really, pursue this and whatnot. So yeah,
I mean, sometimes you gotta accept your dopeness.
yeah, you
Just
do.
accept that.
You do. And you gotta be able, and I think this is harder when you're younger because you just don't have the discernment and the wisdom yet. But you gotta just be willing to notice like the doors that God is opening up for you. And you know what I'm saying? Not saying you can't, not saying anything that brings adversity into your life means, oh, go the other way. I'm not saying that because adversity is vital too, and we all have adversity on our path. But you got to know, like, okay, I'm kind of natural at this. Like this is kind of like every time I'm doing something in this realm, it just seems a little different. It seems like some magic's happening over here. And I think you got to just be open minded to be able to, you know what I'm saying, understand your calling.
What's going on, y'all? Look, for those of y'all that don't know, down below of our YouTube page, we got merch. Yes, we got merch. This is one of the new designs. We ain't put that on the website yet, but listen, I'm gonna need for y'all to look at what we already got on there. Make sure you check out our website, KandidKissesTV.com. Come on now, get you some merch, get you a piece. We got some dope merch out there. You know, let me tell you, number one, our number one seller is Stick Lives Matter, cause they do. But yeah, right here, you see it? You see it scrolling down? Yeah, all that's us. Go and get you a piece. Cause listen, when I tell you it's a head turner, it's definitely a conversation starter. Make sure you get you some merch. Get you a shirt, get you a cup, get you a hoodie. Get what you need to get and get part of the Kiss fam. What you doing? Go and click the link. Like today. You, right there, click the link. Dead for real, show. Now, I'm going to be corny real quick.
Okay.
When did you fall in love with hip hop?
No, you're not corny. Honestly, I'll say probably 8, 9, 10 years old. Yeah. So I remember. It's funny. I remember, like, I started writing when I was probably like 8 or 9, and it's funny. I remember like when you remember the whole boy band era of
Yeah.
like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and all that.
Kids on the
And
block. Don't forget them. That's my
yeah,
people.
yeah, oh yeah. And I remember, I was into like, you know how like when boys are young or like girls are young, they'll be like, "Ew, you've got the cooties" or whatever. I never had that stage. I was girl crazy and into girls since I was like 5 years old. Like
Okay.
seriously. So I was very observant of the fact that when I would go to school in elementary school, all the girls had NSYNC notebooks and binders and Backstreet Boy posters and stickers. And I was like, man, these dudes are cool. All the girls, they like these guys. And so I had these two friends that lived next door. They were fraternal twins. Their names were Dylan and Jared. And I was like, yo, we're forming a group. And we didn't even know how to do nothing. But I was like, yo, we're forming a group. And we called ourselves 24/7. That's what we called ourselves.
Okay.
And I think the inspiration initially was like some boy band shit, but the first song I ever wrote was a rap. And I think it was a rap because I have an older sister who's 2 years older than me. And she spent most of her days door closed blasting music in her room.
Mhm.
And I would always hear hip hop coming from her room. I would hear Eminem and DMX and Jay-Z. My sister was into rap music. So I used to always hear that coming from her room. And so I finally kind of started taking note to what she was listening to, and I was like, damn, this is dope. And then I just fell in love with it and made some friends in school as I transitioned from elementary school to middle school that even at that young age in middle school that were super talented rhymers. And I was just like, I was already writing short stories and poetry. My mom was an English major. So writing, I feel like was just in me. I was always interested in writing and reading. So once I fell in love with hip hop and the different artists, and then I had friends that were so involved in the culture and into it, it was like a natural progression. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say as early as 9, 10 years old, I was already falling in love with it. You know, that whole era of like Eminem entering his prime and like Jay-Z, Nas, DMX, Jadakiss, that whole era of lyricism being at the forefront was like the era I fell in love with.
dope. Well, the funny thing is, I kind of started like that too, because I'm also a writer as well, and I started writing at 8, 9, 10 years old, writing little songs. I thought we was gonna be in a little girl group,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
had little songs. My friends like, we gonna do this.
Right. It's kind of funny that like I feel like groups have kind of died down. You know what I'm saying? Like even in like we used to have groups in the hip hop world, but it's like even like you know with maybe rock not being as popular as it used to and hip hop being on the forefront, it's like you don't really see like a you know I remember when like I said it was all the boy bands and you had Destiny's Child, you had 3LW, you had 702. Before that, you had Salt and Pepper, you had In Vogue, you had you know what I'm saying? You had all of these groups and I feel like now it's like everything is me, 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 me. Everything is individuality. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We don't have a lot of groups no more. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't lying. But that's the messed up part about it is I feel like, like you said, it's so team of me that people can't work together no more. It's not like, it wouldn't be dope. They just don't like to work each other no more. They want to be by themselves.
Right. Like when I seen the Migos wasn't the Migos anymore, I was like, damn, I think that might have been like the last one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
For real.
I don't even think we got any like hip hop groups anymore.
Yeah, because I remember like I was never real into it, but I remember ASAP Mob was a thing with like ASAP Rocky and ASAP Ferg and all that. And we got like labels and like collectives and stuff, but we don't got. Yeah, I might be tweaking. I might just be drawing a blank. But
last hip hop group I remember that stayed a group was Naughty by Nature. So
right. It's been a while.
I'm telling you. All right. Well, speaking of the music game, do you remember your first time on stage? Like either doing rap or doing your boy band group or whatever it was.
My first time on stage. If I'm being technical, I'm not gonna lie. If I want to be extra technical, it probably had to be something with school. It probably had to be me in like elementary school or middle school. I remember being in like the drama club or like musical type shit. So if I'm being technical, my first time on stage was probably a part of a production, like some sort of musical or acting type of play. But as far as me dolo, yeah, I think it was rapping. I think it was rapping on some like talent show shit. In like middle school and whatnot, you know what I mean? And then I would do like when I got into like high school freshman year and stuff, I would like be in the fashion show, like wearing like the different prom tuxes and stuff, and maybe performing during the fashion show and whatnot. So yeah, I'll say high school as far as an individual, it was probably high school as far as doing talent shows and rapping and whatnot.
Okay. Well, in your rap career, what was your most memorable time on stage like?
My most memorable time? I'll say back in like 2015, 2016, I was on this TV show on BET called One Shot. And One Shot is kind of like a rap American Idol sort of thing that they did a pilot for. It had one season on BET. And Sway from Sway in the Morning was the host of the show. But each city had like different celebrity guest judges. So like when they came to Atlanta for auditions, it was T.I. and DJ Drama, as well as the three main judges of Crooked Eye, King Tech, and Mike Smith. And I remember, I think I might have been last to perform, like for the showcase they had. Once everybody auditioned and they narrowed it down from however many thousand to like 6 people or 4 people or whatever, I was in that final 4 for Atlanta. And I was last to go. And I remember just performing, and I did like half of the song I had wrote to this beat they gave me, and I told the DJ, it was what was that female DJ's name from she got like a twin sister and they in a little group, Nina Sky or whatever. I think Nina Sky was the DJ, and I was like halfway through the song and I was doing good, but something, I think the hip hop in me just told me to turn up, so I told her to like cut the beat, and I just started doing like a acapella, like going crazy. And I finished, the crowd was going wild, and the first thing T.I. said, he was like, he the best one. He the best one. And so, and that was my first moment also of like getting a confirmation from someone I admired. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of artists and entertainers don't speak to how important and vital of a moment that is, when your whole life it's kind of just you in your head having this irrational belief that, man, I'm dope enough, or I'm ill enough, or you questioning it, like, am I dope enough? Am I ill enough? So, and I had just moved to Atlanta. Like, I moved to Atlanta kind of on some dollar and a dream shit. Like, I knew Atlanta was lit and popping. I was in South Carolina at the time. I was like, I'm never going to get shit shaken here in South Carolina. So I went to Atlanta 4.5 hours away, and I had been there 4 months, and then auditioned for this show. So 4 months into me taking this leap of faith, I'm kind of rewarded with coming face to face with an artist I admired and respected in Ti, and
Yeah.
him just giving me that validation of like I was the best one in this competition was like I would say that was probably my most epic moment on stage for me in that showcase. And it was documented, so that was dope.
Absolutely, because first of all, Ti's pen game is super strong. So anybody
Absolutely.
that's saying you doing dope, you be like, oh shit, I must be somebody.
Right.
Somebody's calling in the middle. All right, back to the scheduled program. Everybody want to call you when you're doing something.
Come on.
But moving on. What's I asking you? Oh, most people say top five. I'm just gonna because it's hard to do top five. Top three lyrical artists that you think is the dopest right now.
Top three artists that I think is the dopest right now lyrically.
Mm-hmm.
Top three. Um. Okay. Top three lyrically right now. Um. I'm gonna say, and he's an OG in the game, but every time I hear him still featured on something, I'm always like, why do y'all keep putting him on the song? Because he kills y'all every time, and that's Black Thought from the Roots. I think Black Thought is the most lyrically gifted. I've always said this. If like the world was gonna get like erased or like everything up until this point was gonna go away, and I had to like bury like a capsule in the ground like with something for the next generation of people to find hip hop and resurrect it, I would put like a Black Thought album or like some Black Thought verses on like a flash drive in the capsule for like the next civilization of people to find and be like, man, what is this? Because to me, he's just the best representation of lyricism, like from top to bottom when it just comes to spazzing. So I would say Black Thought. And I would say Vega Seven the Ronin. He's an underground artist.
Okay.
But he's been moving up through the ranks these past 2 to 3 years. And he's just he, I don't even know who to compare him to. I would say maybe like I don't know, maybe like a mix of like Cannabis and himself. He just has like crazy
Man, I ain't heard that name in forever. Not
no,
Cannabis.
no one talks about Cannabis now.
You ain't
I
lying.
really study this shit. No one talks about Cannabis for real. But if you did your research or you was there and you was outside or you was into hip hop at that time, Cannabis at one point was one of the most revered lyricists in the game when he was in his prime. You know what I'm saying? And so and he was known for his crazy imagery and his kind of hostile delivery. And Vega just has some of the craziest imagery and just makes these crazy references. And the way he does his rhymes, it's insane. So I would say Black Thought, Vega Seven, the Ronin, and a third person for lyricist right now in the game that I really rock with. I would have to say my other brother, Sorry the Kid. I think he gets a lot of love for R&B and the music that he does for the ladies, but I think his pen is more than certified as an MC, and he's existed in battles earlier in his career and held his own and battled the great Ness uh, from Philly and whatnot, and just his hip hop projects. He's held his own on songs with people like Benny the Butcher and Jada Kiss and all of those MCs that I look up to, like Benny and like Jada Kiss. They all give him his flowers and say he's one of those ones for real.
Yeah.
So for me right now, if I can only pick three of lyricists and we're just going off lyrics, I'm going Black Thought, Vega Seven, the Ronin, and Sire the Kid.
Okay. Now you know who I think people are sleeping on first lyrically because they probably put him in like a R&B kind of hip hop genre mix.
Okay.
Toby.
Toby? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
That's
talking
who.
about Toby? He be wearing the shades a lot?
Toby in the one with the African name. Toby.
Yeah, yeah. That's why you didn't say the last name because you didn't want to fuck it
Absolutely.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You shortened it. Yeah, nah. Toby's dope. Toby's dope for sure. He's dope.
Yeah, I ain't gonna fuck up that name. He come for me.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to fuck it up either, so I'm glad you did that.
So, but moving on. Okay, what artist is on your bucket list to work with?
Jesus. Bro, I'm gonna say this, and I don't give a fuck. Okay. I'm gonna say this. I don't care what type of criticism and fake hate. Everyone just got to act like they hate him now. But I'm gonna say Drake.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Drake. I just think the run he went on this past decade or more, really, because the past decade would be from 2014 to now, and it's from like 2009, 2010 to now. So the past 14 years that he's been on, the different genres that he can do,
Mm.
um, yeah, I mean the amount of records he's written and wrote for others and joints he did for Alicia Keys and Beyonce, like they try and slight his pen because of him, having records co-written by other people, but his pen is really crazy. And just the run that he's developed musically, I think is bar none for real. So I would love to yeah, I would love to like go to Toronto, you know what I'm saying, one winter when I'm more established and
Hmm.
tap in with the six god Drake because yeah, I just feel like it's like what genre of music can he do? I feel like creatively the possibilities are endless, you know what I'm saying? So I think we got to give our legends their flowers while they're here. It's so fun to hate on LeBron. It's so fun to hate on Drake. It's so fun to hate on anyone that reaches like such a pinnacle. Maybe even you see that in the comedy world. Maybe there's certain comedies who have comics, excuse me, who have gotten so big that
Yeah.
maybe you'll see the comics that are still grinding and be like, oh, he not even funny and he trash and
I
it's
don't hate
just
all day long. Yeah.
yeah. It's that's so prevalent nowadays. But yeah, I think him being one of those ones for the past 10 to 14 years, I think I gotta say him while he's still here. You know what I'm saying?
Now Drake ain't bad. I thought when you said people gonna hate on like he finna say R. Kelly. I didn't think
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
like minus the kids. I still work with R. Kelly because
Yeah,
he's a hit maker. Like I
come
mean,
on.
you can knock the nasty stuff he's done, but
Yeah,
you can't knock the pen. You can't knock the talent.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
is what it is. What's one challenge you had to face in the industry, and how did you overcome it?
Mm, a challenge I had to face in the industry. You know what's crazy? I've actually been fortunate enough that um most of my dealings so far in the business have been with a lot of people who were their own boss, and I
Mm,
and I felt like I didn't. I've been real spoiled with being around genuine people, like whether it has been Psy or when we was on tour with Eric Bellinger or whoever it might have been. People that I've crossed paths with have always shown me a lot of love. To be honest with you, I think I won't even say industry, but you know how a lot of times in hip hop, like or in rap in general, like a person will kind of blow up in their town. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? They'll kind of blow up locally, and then they'll start getting noticed, and they'll kind of take things to the next level. Well, I moved to South Carolina in high school, but South Carolina is where I consider home because it's where I became a man, and my whole family stays there. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of firsts out there. I lost my virginity in South Carolina. Great times, by the way.
okay.
You know what I mean? So it's just that's what I consider home. Moncks Corner, South Carolina. Shout out to Berkeley High School. Me and Charlemagne are from the same town, actually. Charlemagne the guy, he's just older than me.
Mm,
But I was never really embraced locally. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? When I was making my run, don't get me wrong, the people who knew, they knew. And
Yeah.
they would see me battle and they would give me their love and support. But I used to try and perform at certain venues. And I remember like, Charleston's kind of old school too. So maybe I would be performing at like a restaurant that would book like cover gigs and stuff like that. And a manager would come out and be like, yo, this ain't our thing. You gotta go because I was rapping. Or and
Okay.
and maybe not doing some country shit, or maybe not doing some just what they wanted to hear. And the artists that I felt like were local in the state of South Carolina, even when they started hearing about me and heard I was nice and started seeing proof of it, when I would kind of reach out to some of those local artists that I feel like had some tick or had a name to them locally, I feel like they didn't embrace me either. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And that was one of the things where when I was 24, I was like, yo, I got to get the fuck out of here for real. I got to leave because as much as I love it here, as much as I got a close knit group of friends here that believe in me, it was like, yo, I gotta take this to the next level. Like I gotta look past the local shit. So
yeah.
I will say, like honestly, if there's one thing that to me has felt like the biggest roadblock so far, or even just anything of that nature. It was me having to just kind of overcome my own city in a lot of ways, and
Mm.
know that, like, and honestly, it's one thing I'm envious of too. Like, you'll hear me speak about Cy a lot. That's my brother, and when he talks about kind of his rise, one of the things he talks about is putting on for Cobb County, being outside, going this place, that place, and this place, and mobbing every single place he went. And I don't really have that. And I'm not like, oh, my path is my path. I'm not like bitter about it,
Yeah.
but I know how much like it kind of would mean to me to have like the city behind me in a huge way, not just a few people here and there. But I honestly have always felt like I get more love in Atlanta and more love in some of these bigger markets and other markets, and I'm not technically from there. You know what I'm saying?
Candid Kisses TV is brought to you by Kissable Lips Cosmetics. You can be kissed without kissable lips. Shop KissableLipsCosmetics.com today for all your beauty needs.
No, I understand wholeheartedly because it's to me. I always equate it to like even shoot with comedy. You can't sell tickets to your friends because your friends they look at you like you're attainable, you're touchable. So
Mm,
and I'll get to it when I get to it. But these people that don't know you that really actually value your talent because you've been around your friends for so long, they're like,
right,
yeah, you talented, so they don't care.
right,
you know what I'm saying?
right. No, absolutely,
It's
for
like
sure.
when you get to the level where everybody knows that you're talented, now your friends like, oh, that's my girl. I mean, bruh.
Right. Yep. 100%.
So I definitely understand what you mean.
Yeah, I'm hoping to dodge a lot of that industry stuff.
Yeah.
As long as all of my mentors happen to be people who really empower independence. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
so it's not to say I would never get caught up in it, because I'm multifaceted, and I'm starting to expand on a lot of my natural gifts, even outside of just music making
Mhm.
and rap and whatnot. So who knows if I land something on TV one day, or I land or a movie one day. Obviously there's going to be certain things I'm going to have to deal with industry wise, even if it's not in the hip hop realm. But I've just been fortunate thus far that a lot of the the major gatekeepers and people who have kind of cemented and opened doors for me have all been people who have been independent. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's been dope.
And that's the blessing because now you ain't got to go through the there's always gonna be something, but you don't have to go through the corporate tape. You can just like, hey, we want to make
Right.
music. All right, let's start tomorrow. Because
Right.
that's simple.
Absolutely.
So moving on. Name one entrepreneur you admire and why.
Entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing this probably should be somebody that like people know, right?
No, it could be whoever.
Mm. Entrepreneur. This is a good one. I'm gonna say Mickey Fax. Mickey Fax is a dope hip hop artist and lyricist. He was a double XL freshman back in the day. He's pen wise, he's up there with everyone. But Mickey Fax started a school for lyricism called Pendulum Inc.
Mm.
It's been super successful actually. And he brings in a lot of outside people, like people that we're all familiar with too, like the Method Mans and other premier hip hop legends, and they'll come in and they'll teach courses on songwriting, on lyricism,
Oh.
and you often hear about stuff like music theory or the
Mm.
production, but he is handcrafting the common person into a lyricist, and he's been copywriting and trademarking a lot of terms that mean certain things in lyricism, so that because like with a lot of knowledge, like a lot of it's not like verified until it is like in text and it is taught, and that way, like by being published and taught in schools and with a with in the education system and whatnot. So, and he has texts that are published on it, and yeah, it's been super successful. He had like, just like college courses, like you can pay for certain courses and whatnot. He's got a graduating ceremony every year where like they come to Atlanta. I think Bun B spoke at the last one. He does crazy events and showcases for the students, but I know it's been real successful for him too, fiscally as well.
Mhm.
But I think it's just with him being who he is pen wise, I think that you know, it's an amazing way for him to take upon that responsibility and give back to the culture and to the art form in that way. To not just have hip hop kind of stay this thing of like either you get it or you don't, but
Right.
he's actually teaching it. And I know some of the people who entered into his school and hearing them come out the other side of it and being like, damn, homie, kind of nice now, or like
Mhm.
shorty, kind of nice now. So I think it like it's having an impact. And like I said, he's got a lot of super known and dope artists that are attached to it and involved with it. So I would shout out Mickey Facts for sure.
Where is his school at?
It's like it's virtual, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But also though, a lot of the courses he teaches at Pendulum are
mhm.
starting to become implemented and getting taught at college campuses and whatnot. And I know he's gone and taught courses at like Clark and different schools. And some of his students, I know that he's landed jobs at universities teaching courses as well on hip hop. So it's opening doors for other people. You know what I'm saying? But the school is online, it's all virtual. And he sent me to a link to some of his free classes before, and you'll go in there, it'll be like, 50 other people in a Zoom class, and it might be someone that's a label exec teaching them inside, information when it comes to the music industry, or it might be a class that specializes in different types of lyricism, maybe metaphors or rhyme schemes or multi-syllable rhyming, and he'll have, Stally, or like I said, a Method Man or someone of that nature that's in there giving tips on perfecting some of those styles. You know what I mean? So,
Oh, you got to share the knowledge now. If you get another free link, hook your girl up.
oh yeah, I got you. I got you.
I'm all about
I
knowledge.
got you. Yeah, I'm gonna tap you in. But yeah, shout out to Mickey Fax and Pendulum Inc.
I know that's right. Okay. What are some words of wisdom you would give any upcoming entertainer or entrepreneur?
Man, I would just say be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself out there in this era where everything is internet, everything is virtual, digital, social media. It still pays to be outside. It still pays for people to see punctuality and consistency and see that you show up for yourself and for others. Um, just because you hear stories about the industry and shady dealings don't mean that it's cool for you to, operate with bad business. And just, yeah, all you got is your word and your name at the end of the day. And I think just always carrying yourself in a light to where that could be held high, always being honest with people, whether it's good news or bad news. And like I said, be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I meet a lot of artists that are starting out that they're overthinkers the same way I was. You know what I'm saying? And well, I just want everything perfect. And, I didn't do this yet, but I've been making music for 10 years and I haven't recorded this yet because I don't sound like this yet. Everybody's got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? When you hear old Jay-Z, it don't sound like Jay-Z today. When you hear old Drake, it don't sound like Drake today. When you hear old Kendrick, it don't sound like Kendrick today. When you see, Dave Chappelle doing stand-up comedy when he was like 18, 19, 20 years old, he's not as polished and doing it as effortless as him riffing on stage 15 and 20 years later. You know what I'm saying? So you got to start somewhere. You got to be willing to take leaps of faith. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's a learning curve, but I feel you.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I don't want to be uncomfortable. I feel you though.
Yeah, it's a motherfucker. But yeah, you got to get out of that comfort zone. That comfort zone is too safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on with the dropping bombs today.
Come on, come on.
All right, so now we are in our fun segments. Our first one is Kiss or Diss. This is where you decide who you kiss and who you diss and just random celebrity crushes. All right, we got Carrie Hilson or Kelly Rowland. Who you kissing, who you dissing?
This is not fair. Because when Destiny's Child was a thing, Kelly Rowland was always my favorite when everybody was saying Beyonce.
Okay.
I always had a thing for Kelly Rowland. But Carrie Hilson might be one of the baddest women of all time to me. Okay. So I would never diss Kelly Rowland, but I'm kissing Carrie Hilson for sure.
All right. We got Lisa Ray or Taraji P. Henson. Who you kissing, who you dissing?
I'm kissing Lisa Ray. I love Taraji as an actress, but I never was crushing on Taraji hard or nothing like that.
All right. We're moving on. We're going to do TV things this time.
Okay.
All right. We got Harriet Winslow of Family Matters or Nell Carter from Give Me a Break?
Mm. Harriet Winslow, Family Matters. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Come on.
No.
Come on.
All right, we
I
moving
like this. I like that segment. That segment fun though.
okay. We moving on to DAQ. That's dumbass questions. All right. What's the worst job you've ever had?
Oh my God, the worst job I ever had. It might be like a tie. I know like I think my first job actually when I was, what's crazy? I applied for McDonald's when I was like 15 and didn't get it. And I was so offended by that, by the way. But
You should be.
yeah, because I used to go to the McDonald's before I moved to the South. I lived in upstate New York, and I used to go to this McDonald's next to the high school every day, and I would see like they have like 14-year-old like girls working there and shit. And I'm like, oh, they just letting whoever work here. So I went in there with like a button up on one day and shook the manager's hand and handed the app. I was treating McDonald's like this shit was serious. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't get no call back for the damn job. But anyways, my worst job, I would say, so when I was 15, these people came and like cut our grass, these like landscape company people.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to like talking with the guy who was running it, and I was like, man, let me come work with y'all sometime. Cause I was just like, oh, these guys are cool and they're making money. But I wasn't actually thinking about how not fun it is to be outside in 100 degrees, cutting grass for like 8 hours a day, going to all these different properties. So that was fucking horrible. I also worked at a Food Line, which is like a grocery store chain in different states.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just something about, I worked retail various different times, but there's something about grocery retail specifically and the mundaneness of just like putting cans on a shelf where like that shit is like soul stealing. That shit is like especially when you like an artistic person, like
Right.
and you've got ambitions, and you're just thinking about the shit you're ambitious about all day long, and you're just putting canned beans on a shelf. It's like there's nothing more like depressing than that. So I remember working at Food Line, and my little department manager was a dickhead too. I used to get into it with him all the time. And I remember one time I used to work with this cool ass dude named Danzel, and Danzel called out one day, so it was just me because it was a smaller location in a small town. And I saw all the shit I had to stock that night, and I started working on the first aisle. Bro, I got to looking around. I was like, fuck this. And I walked over to that machine, and I just punched out and walked out. I don't even know if I went back and got my last check. That's how much I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'm never doing this again.
You like, this ain't it.
Yeah, it's not it.
What's one embarrassing moment from your childhood that you're willing to share?
Oh, my God. I got so many. I got caught beating off by my sister once.
What?
Yeah. How's that? A lot of people are not gonna take it there. I don't have a filter, Michelle. I'm gonna take it there.
Clearly.
And let me tell you what. Can I tell you what makes it worse?
What
is what I was beaten off to? See, when you're a young boy, you're so you could get turned on by like a breeze. Like
you was watching Nell Carter and Give Me a Break, weren't you?
No. I wasn't. Here's how bad it was. When you're a young boy, your dick will just get hard for no reason. You won't even it won't even be like, oh, you just saw a pretty girl. It'll just be like, oh, I was sitting here playing the game, and all of a sudden, whoop, because your body just going through all that. And so I remember I was doing something upstairs in the house, and yeah, I must have been horny as hell. And so I started doing something about it. And this is VHS era. This is like when like you would have that shelf in your house with all the VHS tapes.
Mm-hmm.
And I grabbed, I can't make this up, Michelle, at all. I grabbed this VHS aerobics tape off the shelf, and the front cover of the tape was like this black girl, and
Mm-hmm.
she was kind of arched, sexy, and her butt was poking a little bit. And so I was on my knees on the floor, and with my shorts down around my ankles, and I was holding the aerobics tape in one hand and beating off with the other hand. And I was just looking at the cover of the aerobics tape. That's the content that I was beating off to, by the way. I don't think I've ever told this story on the podcast or nothing, by the way. This is a real story. And we had a long hallway that led to the family room upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And like it wasn't hard like wood floors or nothing, but it just had like, I don't know, like you could
It
hear if
really
some,
soft. It wasn't
but you
hard.
could, but you could hear if somebody was coming down the hall, basically. You know what I'm saying? And I heard my sister coming because I think she was the only other person home, and I heard her from a ways away. But I was so committed where I was like,
Yeah, but I'm gonna finish this.
yeah, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna stop trying like get up off my knees, put my shit away, pull my shit up. There's no way that's happening. You know what I'm saying? So sure enough, my sister comes all the way into the room, and my back is to the doorway. So she just probably sees my bare ass from behind, with probably me holding this cassette tape and me doing this motion. And she was like, I never forget. She was like, "What are you doing?" And I think I said something like, "I'm beating off. Leave me alone." I think I swear. And I think she was so shocked. She
That
was
you were
like,
honest?
"Yeah," and she was like, "What?" And then I like said it again. I was like, "I'm beating off. Leave me alone." And she was like, "Oh my god," and like rushed out of the room. Never told on me though. By the way, I didn't get a talking to later for
But she
that.
probably just wanted to burn the memory from her head.
Yeah, but shout out my sis though, because for real, she could. You know what I'm saying? Because how do you handle that? Like that
So
talk would
what
have
do
been.
you want to say? Like, okay, if she was to telling you, what you go like, hey, mom, dad. So
But you remember being young when like even that stuff that's normal that you know your parents did too, you would get in trouble for shit like that.
but
Like
how do you tell on somebody that does that? Like, how would you like
I
if
think
she
she
told
probably
you
I think I mean
if she,
it could have been as simple as, "Mom, I walked upstairs earlier today and I walked in on, he was beaten off." And then my mom would probably have to be like, "Hey, we need to fucking talk. You need to keep your dick to yourself. And when your sister's
love
home."
yourself.
Yeah, but I had the door open. I was thugging it. I don't Something in me was like, when I was little, I used to shit with the door open. So something in me from a young age, I just didn't give a fuck for real about
I
like
don't even
public.
think like if okay, I got a brother. If that was me, I'm like, there's no way I can even. Hey, mom. So look, like I don't even. No, I'm
You
not
would
telling. Like,
you
I
would have
don't
helped
even.
you would have gave him a hand. You would have helped him.
No, nigga, I wouldn't.
Oh,
First of all, you said tell. You said well, she didn't tell, and I'm like,
right,
there's no. I wouldn't have told either because like, first of all, I'm mad that I even saw it. So
right.
there's that. Second of all, how would you tell your parents that? Like you said, you would say, "Hey, mom,
Mhm.
I'm not telling my parents that for what."
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. But yeah, shout out sis, man. She could have told on me for wanking it upstairs in the family room, and she didn't.
Shout out sis for taking it to the grave. That's what I'm
Right,
saying.
right.
All right. If you can create a lame superhero, what would their name be, and what would be their lame superpower?
Um, I'll create Mr. Fuckboy,
Oh,
and Mr. Fuckboy would just spread the world doing fuckboy shit, just telling on people and simping over women, and yeah, he'll have, I don't know, he'll have like a telepathic simp power where he could just, you know what I'm saying, just telepathically simp communicate with multiple joints at the same time or something. But it would have to be something along those lines. Just like it wouldn't really be no superpower though, because it would just be like you just the king of lame for real. You know what I'm saying?
well,
But
they got them out there already. They just don't have no cape. That's
yeah, yeah, he would have a cape. He'd have a cape and everything, his theme song and everything.
I know that's right. All right. Name 3 items you would purchase to make a cashier feel uncomfortable.
Mm. It's like in this era, it's like what even would make them uncomfortable? Maybe like a dick pill, those over the counter dick pills or something.
Okay.
Where it's like Rhino 46,000. You know what I'm saying? Like you see them in the window at like the Indian gas stations and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I say one of those. Um, damn, 3 things that make someone feel uncomfortable. One of those. A Plan B.
Okay.
I don't feel comfortable. I mean, uncomfortable, but they might. Maybe 2 of them at once. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Maybe like multiple Plan Bs at one time. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? And then third, I'll say like, yo, let me ask you this, because this doesn't get referenced in this generation, but I know
Okay.
you'll know what it is. Are dental dams still a thing?
I know what they are, but I haven't seen anybody like talk about them in
Yeah,
forever.
like yeah, no one. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
remember like dental dams used to be like a punchline for like a comedian, or so they would say something about it, or like. But it's like people don't even know what that is, so I'm not even gonna go there. But I would just say probably like maybe a douche, like as a man buying a douche.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think the cashier, especially if it's a woman, might be like a little like, what the fuck is going on? Why is he buying a douche? What is he douching with this?
I mean, and while you at it, you might as well slide in that VHS tape with the black lady.
Come on.
What singer do? Hey, what singer do? Hey, yo.
What singer do?
What singer do? Hey, cuz. What singer do, cuz? Singer do is a music game that all can play. All you have to do is sing the melody of the song on the card using only the word do.
Do. Same genre. Do.
What?
Do. 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 Do do
Kick off my shoes and relax my feet. Just kick it.
And we talk.
Do 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 do.
We'll make you.
Do do do.
You got your family and they need you there. But I try to resist being last on your list. But no other girl's gonna do.
Order your copy today at singadoo.com.
Come on. I feel like it's easy to be like, oh, I would buy condoms. If condoms make a cashier feel uncomfortable in 2024, we got a problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, last dumbass questions. What are the best shoes to wear while standing on business?
I'm gonna be honest with you. You might standing on business. I'm gonna say okay. Because I seen Sai's version of this, and I'm not, and that's the easy answer. I feel like I remember he said Tim's, and that's a great answer, by the way. Which is you might have to end up changing this question because I wonder, do you get that answer a lot?
It's up and down. I just started asking that question. So
Okay, good, but no. So I'm gonna say Black Forces.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Black Forces because if you got on Black Forces, they know you're not playing, and they know what type of time you want. Whether that's if like you got to run a fade and get physical, or if it's you just coming to collect. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't get me wrong, yeah, Tims are just international for meaning business, but nah, if I'm standing on business, I want to have those Black Forces on for sure.
All right. All right, we are moving on to GMG. What grinds your gangster? Tell me one of your pet peeves.
Pet peeves. I'm gonna say yo, my pet peeve for the longest, I don't really run into this as much anymore. Probably because I'm getting older. But like, yo, like when I used to be like talking to a chick or dating a chick or something, and like we'd be getting, I would just know she wanted me, like physically. You know what I'm saying? But I would see her doing the whole thing in her head of like, no, like they're gonna think I'm a hoe or like this. But it's like who's they? Who one, who even has to know? Two, it's like, bro, you already done put it in your mouth, or you already done did whatever you done did. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's like, bro, it's just us here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I would say when I used to get in situations like with women where I would see, and it wasn't just about me getting what I wanted, but where I would see maybe a woman interrupt a potential good time, whatever that was, by being in their head and like thinking themselves out of some dick, and then now I'm out of some pussy. You know what I'm saying? And then and then later that evening, now you texting me though how like, oh, I really wish I would have, or I can't wait to see you next. It's like, oh my god, like we could have just, you know what I'm saying? So I'll say being in those moments with women, like a woman not standing on business, a woman not doing what she knows she wanted to do in the moment because she was thinking about her little hating ass homegirls in her head and what they would think if she told them that she let me crank the first night or whatever. That used to be a pet peeve. Another pet peeve of mine, I would say, is I let them do what they do, but I really be trolling people who get into all the like stones and crystals, and this is Jade, you leave this under your pillow, and you'd be more likely to have triplets. I'll be like, bruh, this stop, cut the shit out. This is amethyst. Your love life will improve by. Shut the hell up. It's a rock. I don't. The only person I listen to on that way is Erica Badu, because she's fine enough. I'm sorry, like when whatever she say about that, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I agree.
Well, hey, she had a whole bunch of people buying her draw smell. So I mean, if she can get you to do that,
You think it smells good, or you think it's got some funk to it?
I really don't want to smell her.
You don't want to comment on it because she's a woman.
I'm good. I love Erica Badu, but I ain't trying to smell her ass. I don't.
Yeah.
Moving on, we are going to our fan favorite, which is Opera That Thing Out. That's where you pick
that thing out
that you know at least one full verse to, and you think of your best opera voice. It could be rap, hip hop, nursery rhyme, whatever you got.
You want me to do a full verse in opera?
Yeah, it's got to be a. It ain't got to be like no. It could be the hook. It could just be a part of the song.
Yeah, it's so funny. I'm trying. Like, I know lyrics. I'm just trying to I'm like, damn, how would I even sing an opera? Like, I'm trying to get my brain there. Okay, hold on, let me think. I'm like, how the fuck do you sing opera? Okay. This is mad funny. All right, hold on. I'm trying to make sure I can do this.
You're doing a count in your head.
Yeah. No, I'm just like, yeah. I'll make sure I know the words. I'll make sure I know. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
You got it bad when you're on the phone. Hang up and they call right back. You got it bad. If you miss a day without your friends, your whole life's off track. That's all I know, I think that's all I know. But little Usher, you got it bad. Yo, fun fact, Usher, you got it bad when I was in like the end of elementary school. Because I think that probably came out like around 99, 2000, somewhere in there. But when I was around 5th, 6th grade, I remember jonesing on the phone with girls. And I could never really sing, by the way. And I would sing You Got It Bad to them on the phone.
Lord,
and shout out to them for letting me rock and then staying on the phone because I never got hung up on for real. And I couldn't never sing.
They was like, I don't care how he sound, girl. He cute.
Yeah. You got it bad. I was singing that joint.
All right, we are moving on to our game, Sing-a-Doo, which is a family-friendly game me and my homeboy DJ All-Star created over the quarantine. This is a fun music game that you can play with anybody. Has all different music genres. All you have to do is sing the melody of the song, but you can only use the word do. We got hip-hop, R&B, greatest hits, pop Billboard hits, country rock, Sing-a-Doo favorites, old school TV themes, and party dances. So I'm going to do a couple. I'm going to see if you can guess, and I'm going to hold up some cards and see if you can throw out some ones and I can guess.
Okay, bet. Let's get it.
All right. This is old school R&B. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do, 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 do.
Damn, that's it.
Do, 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 do. That's so,
damn, you know what's crazy? You got a nice little soothing voice, too. Do it one more time.
Do, 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 do. Come on, you know. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna go to the hook.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking.
The first part you should have got.
I should have. I know.
It's do 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 do. You give up?
I give up. What is it?
Don't wake me. I'm dreaming. I said old school.
You did, but damn, I should have got that, man. I was thinking too much instead of listening. I wasn't hearing, but nah, that was good. You got a nice little voice too. I'm not mad at your voice, Michelle.
Hey, put me on the album. Listen, I sing for real. Y'all think I'm playing.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
I come from a background of music. And so my dad was in a group called The Endeavors.
The Endeavors.
Whole family is music background.
By the way, I missed that time period of like names like that.
Yeah.
Like the Endeavors or just like band name, group names. Mm-hmm. Like when they used to have and the in it. like
Oh yeah.
like Michelle and Owen and the Musketeers, like or whatever. Like those names were so fire.
I'm telling you. All right. This one you should get. Hopefully.
Okay,
It's still old, but it ain't old school, but it's back in the day.
it's R&B.
Yeah, it's R&B.
Okay, let's get it.
Do 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 do.
Heard it all before.
There we go.
Come on. I'm about to
Right.
say, if I don't get no R&B shit, they like, this white boy don't know a fucking thing, bro. I had heard it all before. That's my shit right there.
All right, let me see. That's shots out to Sunshine Anderson. That's the homie. All right, let's see. This is Army. All right. Do 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 do.
You already know I'm a phone. Dun, 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 dun. This is Cry Me a River?
There it is. Come on. Let me find out you know what you're doing.
Come on, Justin Timberlake. Little
All right.
Timberland, I think, was on the production on that song.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna hold up the card. You pick a song, and then I'm gonna try to guess it. Let me know if I need.
Hold on. Damn, this is gonna be hard. Okay, I got one.
All right.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
I don't know your name. Chris Brown.
Come on.
All right, come on. I had to know it. He doing
I kind of did more of a do than a do, but I was getting it though.
All right.
Let me do another one.
All right.
Hold on. The light on the glare is a glare. Okay. Move it up a little bit. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do 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 do.
Come on, ride that train.
Come on, Quad City DJs. Let's get it.
You would know all the train songs.
That's hilarious. Now you know what's funny? I got a OG named Chop, and his name's Chop Diesel. He's like a legendary hip hop producer and an entrepreneur here in Atlanta. But I always used to call him Chop City DJs, and I would call him that just off of Quad City DJs. So whenever I see him, I'm always like, "Yo, Chop City DJs." But shout out to Quad City DJs, and I think their music was in Space Jam too, and I used to love Space Jam when I was the first Space Jam, of course, the original with Michael Jordan, classic.
Well, wait a minute. Before we do this last one, speaking of names, I meant to ask you that. How did you come up with Lord Owen?
You know what's funny? It is funny. I will meet certain people that are like they know me already or know of me, and they're like, "I'm not gonna call you Lord," but mind you, it's not even in relation to God. It's not even like a God complex or anything like that. I used to go by Drew Brees, kind of like the quarterback, but I spelt because my first name is Drew, and Owen is actually my middle name.
Okay.
But as I started kind of getting more of a name, I was like, man, I can't go by Drew Brees forever. It's kind of in the likeness of someone else. People sue for likeness nowadays.
Right.
And it's just like anytime someone hears my name, they're always going to think of the quarterback first. So,
Not me, I don't even watch football.
well, sure. But yeah, so I just didn't want it to be a thing. So this is a funny story. But when I was on that TV show on BET that I auditioned for at the end of 2014 or beginning of 2015, I was contemplating a name change around that time, and on some nerd shit growing up, I was always into like Star Wars and shit.
Okay.
And so I wanted a name to me that sounded a little darker. It had an edge to it, maybe sounded like a Jedi, kind of like how in Star Wars you got like Darth Vader or like Darth Sidious or something like that. And some of like the Sith who are like the bad Jedi, basically, they'll have like Lord in their name or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So Lord Owen was why I developed that. And I became Lord Owen in line waiting to audition. So when I got to the front of the line, by the time I got to the front of the line, when I had to write down on paperwork my artist name, I wrote Lord Owen. And Lord Owen was born that day. And while I was waiting to audition, I changed all my social media handles from Drew Brees to Lord Owen. So before January 2015, to everyone, I was always known as Drew Brees. And January 25th, and it's funny because it got to the point to where I would, sorry to ramble about this, by the way, but it got to the point to where when I would go out and about after that and meet people professionally, I still went by Drew. So I
Okay.
would introduce myself as Drew, and it became a conversation with every single person of, oh, so where does Owen come from? Where does Lord Owen? And I got so tired of having that conversation a million times that I started going, yo, what's up, man? I'm Owen. Yo, what's up, man? I'm O. So that's why, like, now I never have to have that conversation. And I think most people just think my name is Owen when Owen is actually my middle name. So if
Yeah.
someone comes up to me and they're like, yo, Drew, or some of my day ones would be like, bro, that boy Breeze crazy. It's like I know that they are really a day one for real because they knew me from before 2015. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, wait a minute. Why didn't you choose Darth Owen instead of Lord Owen?
I don't know. I just Darth Owen didn't sound good to me. Lord Owen sounded
I'm
good. You know what's fun?
fucking with you.
Nah, but you know what's funny though too is, and I think I've been killing him in my media coverage lately, so he's harder to find. But there was already a Lord Owen, but Lord Owen was like a politician in the UK and in Europe named David Owen. But I think he was knighted by the Queen, so he was Lord Owen. So like when I first started trying to post and stuff on YouTube, if you search Lord Owen, you'll see this old white man with white hair talking about politics and Brexit and European economy stuff. You'll see him. But so there's one other Lord Owen in the world, and he's been knighted or he was knighted by the Queen of England. So yeah.
All right. Well, last song. Let's try this. Last one.
All right, let me see. Up a little bit more. Damn, I could do one of these, but the one I know, I feel like you might not get.
We'll try it.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do
Uh,
do 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 do
I
do do
know those
do.
verses. I don't know the damn. What's
Okay, the song is "Since You've Been Gone" by Kelly Clarkson.
I knew
Since
the
you've
verse.
been gone,
Oh,
I
right.
can't breathe for the first time. You're somebody else. Shout out to Kelly Clarkson, first winner of American Idol, by the way, legend.
Was she the first?
She's the very first winner of American Idol.
Wow, I don't know why I thought she. I mean, I know she won, but I didn't know she was the first.
The very first one. And arguably, let me think before I speak, arguably the most successful.
Mm.
I say between her, probably Carrie Underwood, and Fantasia.
Let me be honest with you though. The first one I remember was
Clay Aiken, just because of the name and they was clowning him.
no.
Oh,
My first Ruben
Oh, Clay
Studdard.
Aiken lost to Ruben Studdard, I think.
Yeah, my first was Ruben Studdard and Fantasia. Those are the first ones that I remember. I remember Kelly Clarkson won. I just didn't know she was
Yeah,
first. I didn't know
very first.
Yeah,
That was like that height though of like reality TV. That, like
absolutely.
when reality TV was really starting to become like every show was like some reality competitive shit or just like some real world type shit. Yeah, she was first. And another fun fact: the guy that came in second, I don't know if you remember him. His name was like Justin or Jordan. He was light skinned and he had this big
The
curly
curly hair?
fro.
Yeah,
He,
I remember him.
I don't know if you know, he's the like kind of feminine looking dude with like the red wig and those Dr. Pepper commercials now that does like the hoo hoo like little like high pitched
Are
jingle
you
and the
serious?
Dr. Pepper commercials, but that's him. It's the same guy. Same
I'm
guy.
Googling. I'm going to Google
Yeah,
immediately.
yeah. Nah, Google it for sure.
Well, that is how you play Sing and Do. Sing and Do. You can get it at singanddo.com if anybody's interested. But that has been a wrap for Candy Kisses TV. Lord Owen, please let everybody know where they can find you, what merch you got. Wait a minute, you know what? I didn't even ask you. How did you and Cy hook up?
Well, pause. Also,
No,
we
don't be
did.
pausing me. Y'all didn't pause when y'all was talking about pissing in the shower and shit.
Yeah, but that's understandable. We never hooked up. No, me and Cy met because when I was on that show on BET, before I went to the finals, when I got picked in Atlanta to advance, I don't know if you're familiar with Fort Knox. Fort Knox is a legendary host in Atlanta, who's
Okay.
from New York. He invited me that night to this producer event that was like a beat battle, which They're not as prevalent anymore, but around 2014, 15, 16, beat battles were huge. And kind of like a rap battle, two producers would go up there and they would take turns playing beats, and then judges would vote on who had the best beats, basically.
Okay.
And Psy was like the celebrity guest judge, one of the judges this night for this beat battle. And so Fort Knox tells me to come through. They bring me on stage, and it's this room filled with producers. And Fort Knox is like, "Yo, this is this new artist, Lord Owen. You know, he did his. I can't really speak too much, but there's going to be this new TV show on BT, and he's a monster. You know, any of your producers that need a monster on your beats, you know, da 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 da." Well, Psy was off to the side, and he had like his own microphone, and he kind of started talking shit and was like, basically like, "Yo, who the fuck is this guy? Like, can we hear something? Like, who is this guy for you to, you know what I'm saying?"
Right.
And I looked at Knox. Knox looked at me. And I just took the mic from Knox and started rapping, just right there on the spot. Just started going. And everybody just started, oh, shit. Like, the crowd was going crazy. So then Psy pulled me to the side, and he took my information. And it's crazy the way the universe worked, because my boy Fargo, who's one of my day ones, had just called me like a month earlier, like, "Yo, have you heard of this artist, Syari the Kid? He got this project called Soon. It's like the illest mixtape in the city right now." And I was like, word, I never heard of this dude. So have been playing his project for the past week, but I didn't know what he looked like. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And so when he pulled me to the side, he's putting his number in my phone, and I look down at the table, and I see all over the table he had his mixtapes. Like, and so I saw the mixtape cover. And I was like, "Hold on, you're Syari the Kid?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Bro, I've been bumping your shit crazy like the past month." So like a week after that, and once again, this is all like 4 or 5 months after moving to Atlanta. So that's why when I was saying about taking leaps of faith and being comfortable with being uncomfortable, because as soon as you do, and God sees that you're serious about your gifts, I feel like he's going to put you in positions to maximize them. You know what I'm saying? And so that me meeting Psy was one of those moments, because you fast forward basically a decade later, and how involved we are with each other's careers and the stuff that we do together, you know what I'm saying, professionally, is like, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's how me and Psy ended up connecting.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, anyway, like I was saying, if you got a show coming up, if you got a new mixtape dropping, whatever you got going on, now's the time to plug it. Go ahead and give them what you got.
Yo, appreciate y'all for tuning in to my girl Michelle's Kandid Kisses TV. Your boy Lord Owen. You can follow me everywhere at Lord Owen. And just tune into the Sorry Not Sorry show for the latest updates on our podcast. We're dropping freestyles as well on the podcast. No lip syncing or nothing like that, but once a month, me and Sai are picking the beat. We're having guests come on too, and rap with us, whatnot. So you can look forward to that. And I do have an EP on the way and an album on the way after it, as well as more music content as well. I don't got a date yet, but it's going to be in the coming months. So yeah, just tap in with me.
Is it finished?
The EP is. I'm wrapping up the album now. But yeah, it's fired. I'm very excited about it. As someone who was an overthinker for so long as well, I'm glad to have finally gotten to the points where I'm like, oh man, I trust myself musically, and I'm dope, and I know I'm dope, and I'm ready to start releasing some full length projects to the people.
Well, I'm just saying, if you need somebody to shoot a wop on the album since it ain't finished yet,
Come on.
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying? We might can work something out. Maybe a little interlude, a little song, a little
don't get it
even a little skit, maybe.
Listen, I'm down, but I write too. That's what people be sleeping. Like, I actually write music, and so I ain't gonna say I'm a rapper, but if you give me a pen and paper, I got bars.
Okay, let's get it. I love it. We're gonna work something out, Michelle.
Let's get it. Well, that's another episode of Kandid Kisses TV. You can tune in every Monday, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on all platforms, streaming Facebook, YouTube, iHeartRadio, all the good stuff. See you next time.
What singer do?
Hey, what singer do? Hey, yo.
What singer do?
What singer do? Hey, cuz. What singer do, cuz? Singer do is a music game that all can play. All you have to do is sing the melody of the song on the card using only the word do.
Do. Same genre. Do.
What?
Do. 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 Do do do.
Take off my shoes and relax my feet. Get ticket.
Do do do
And we
do
talk.
do.
Do do do.
I will make you.
Do, do.
You got your family and they need you there. But I try to resist being last on your list. But no other girl's gonna do.
Order your copy today at singadude.com.